Jam! Hello again and welcome to the Mana Pool. This is episode 499 of the Mana Pool.
It's the end days.
Yes. And I feel fine. I'm just saying.
I didn't start the fire.
That works as well, yeah.
Awesome.
So, I'm Chewy. I have no idea what's going on. And Brian doesn't know song from song.
I'm aware those are two different songs. Yes.
Oh, that's good.
This is what I call a mashup. You know, I'm Brian. I'm the lead rambler and tangent master of the group. And if I was going to do a mashup between two random groups, it would be I don't know, Justin Timberlake and Cher. And that's just literally the first thing that popped into my head.
I'm Mike. I'm the rules guy and the game lore guy, and I think that mashup would probably sound pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
And I'm Dirk, the self-proclaimed greenest man alive and moral compass of the group, and I honestly have no idea what that would sound like. But it would be intriguing to hear it.
It probably wouldn't be as good as Justin Bieber and Slipknot.
Not quite, yeah.
Or Taylor Swift and Korn. These are actual mashups that I've seen. Psychosocial and Baby. And what was the Taylor Swift and Korn? It was that whole We Will Never, Ever, Ever Get Back Together song. And I forget the Korn song because I'm terrible at this. Oh well. Doesn't matter because we're not here to talk about musical mashups. Go listen to Girl Talk if you like that sort of thing.
I think Girl Talk is the logical conclusion of the mashup genre.
Exactly. I mean, Girl Talk is really just it's like a DJ just with a home mixing thing, and he just put it out as an album. He's like, hey, I recorded what I did at that party last night. Anyway. Seriously, if you don't know what we're talking about, look up Girl Talk. It's something. But what we are here to talk about is the Year of the Raven. No, wait, that's later or earlier. We already talked about the Year of the Raven stuff. That's Hearthstone. Wrong game. We're here to talk about the new Overwatch hero. No, we already did that too. Guys, what the hell are we doing this episode?
We are talking about the changes to your local grocer. Check out the new items. You too can pre-order a cabbage if you act fast.
Oh, man. The problem with that is, they're just going to get more cabbages, so the price is going to tank, because I hate it when they reprint cabbage.
Well, and it's true, but if you've got to be that guy that on release weekend has the cabbage, you're going to do it.
That's true.
Oh, and Masters 25.
Oh, right. Yeah, Masters 25 previews are in full swing, and we are here to give you our exclusive preview.
The whole set. Well,
tomorrow.
Not the whole set, yeah.
Yeah, we don't get an exclusive preview.
By the time you are hearing this, unless Chewy gets it out very soon after we're done, and you start listening to it immediately, because you have early access, the whole spoiler's up.
Yeah, and it's just the 1 week of previews, right?
I believe. Yes. With the amount they are throwing at us every day, I certainly think so. Yeah.
And it makes sense for an all reprint set that they wouldn't spend a whole lot of time doing it.
True. But this is a fairly sizable chunk. It's enough to get a sense of the set as a whole. And we obviously aren't going to be covering the cards we don't know about because none of us are psychic. Or none of us will use our psychic abilities for such a mundane purpose. Right, Dirk?
Never.
Of course.
Look, you'll know I'm psychic when I hit the lottery for the third time.
And he shares those magical winnings with us.
Yeah. I was going to say it's still the second time could have just been a coincidence.
Exactly, yeah. The first time is blind luck. The second time, it could be a coincidence. The third time, nope, that fool's psychic.
Yep. But
since I still haven't hit it, the once.
Got a ways to go.
Yeah.
That's how he stays on the down low.
Yeah. The noted skeptic, James Randi, has said for, I think, decades and decades now. He's still waiting for that newspaper headline, local psychic wins lottery. So, yeah. Anyway. But yeah, Masters 25 is coming out. There's all kinds of insane, ridiculous nonsense in it.
Oh, this is just crazy.
At insane, ridiculous rarities, too.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that we definitely want to talk about the cards that are in it. We want to talk about all these rarity shifts because there's rarity shifts all over the place. Just everywhere.
It's really trippy.
Yeah. So do we want to just start at the top and work our way down, or do you just want to start calling out cards? This is the one episode we're going to spend on this, right? So...
as far as I know, yeah.
Yeah.
We might mention it some... like in 501.
Yeah,
just
like
because the full set will be out, but
and holy cow, did you even think they would put, whatever in the set? But
I did not think they would put whatever in the set, actually.
I know, right? That's why it'll be shocking. But for as far as we know, this is probably the most time we're going to spend on it. So we can work from the top down, but I would almost suggest just going through it and saying, "Hey, did you guys see this and this and this?"
Well, there are two cards that we've talked about just recently that I wanna bring up.
Okay.
One is Balduvian Horde. You know, that sick rare from Alliances. That blew us all away when we were kids.
Well,
and
since I didn't play.
Well, okay, blew Mike and I away, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And it was rare. It was a 5/5 for 4, and when it enters the battlefield, you sacrifice it unless you discard a card at random in red. 5/5 for 4 was a huge deal because Juzem Jin was a 5/5 for 4.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like the best creature ever for a long time as far as, mid-range creatures go. And now it was rare. And now here it is at common.
At common. Not even uncommon. Oh, and for the record, I have the hardest time looking at my computer screen telling the common and uncommon symbols apart.
It's really difficult for this set. Sometimes it's difficult to tell common, uncommon, and rare apart for some of these cards.
I can mostly get the rare, and I can definitely get the I can tell most of the mythics from the rares, but I'm telling you, I have to stare at it if I'm going to tell the common from the uncommon.
Yeah, there's some of these where I just have to go down and look down at the bottom of the card to see what the letter says.
So it was printed.
Right. That's
so.
the thing.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a very good point. So so Balduvian Horde is now a common.
Did we joke about that when we were talking about alliances last?
Maybe? We might have made an uncommon joke. I have no idea if we made a common joke.
I don't think we made a common.
But
you're right.
Yeah, people have said that this set is amazing for the Pauper format, or it's going to kill the Pauper format. I don't know which, because I don't play Pauper, but...
maybe a little bit of both.
So that was the first one I wanted to bring up. Dropped from rare to common.
Yeah.
And then the other one was my boy, Isan Shade.
Yay.
Who went from, I think he was an uncommon technically, to uncommon. But he's got sick new art.
Yeah. There's a lot of new art in here that I really like.
And a lot of it is sick new art.
Yeah. This set is tricky for me because honestly, I wasn't looking to get invested in it. What with Dominaria coming in like a little over a month, but
also with it being $10 a pack.
Oh, is it $10 a pack?
Well, it's a master set, yeah.
It's a master set.
It's pricey.
But it's awesome. It's awesome. So, a rarity shift that I saw that caught my attention was Undead Gladiator, because I remembered that card from Onslaught. And for 1 and 2 black, it's a 3/1 zombie barbarian. It was a rare. And the reason I think he was a rare, he's not a rare anymore, we'll get to that, is he's got 2 abilities. One is cycling for 1 and a black, and then one is pay 1 and a black and discard a card, return him from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only during your upkeep. The way that he could basically just keep, cycle him and then get him back for something else, lather, rinse, repeat, was fairly effective. And the fact that even if you played him to the field and he died, you could still get him back later, I think what was why he was rare. Now he's uncommon. And it's one of those things that he has sweet new art as well. And at first I was like, this guy seems really familiar, and I actually had to say, wait a minute, I know this, to realize, yes, this is the same guy. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, and he was a for real card at the time, because that ability to just keep regrowing it is really good. It can generate a whole lot of value. So he was that good at the time. But nowadays he's not quite a rare creature, especially not in a set like this.
Yeah.
Which you know, you just have a lot more cards that are nuts.
Yeah. Well, I will say for the record, I think most of these rarity shifts make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one where I was like, oh, hey, look at that.
Relentless Rats to Common is convenient.
Relentless Rats to Common is big one.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a set that has a much lower print run than a normal set, but still, Relentless Rats at Common is very convenient. Is
incredibly important for limited. Incredibly important because
yes,
Relentless Rats was printed at Uncommon original.
Yes.
In what set? Fifth Dawn?
Fifth Dawn, yeah.
As a side note, yes, I love I was going to say, as a side note, I love these watermarks.
Mm-hmm. I also like that.
That it's the set that the card was originally printed in. So,
and for ones that don't have watermarks, they've got the stylized Magic M.
Well, it's still an M.
I mean,
it's still a watermark. That's what I meant.
But like, it didn't have original set symbols. Is what I was trying to say.
Specifically thinking of stuff from Alpha, for example, Savannah Lions and Dark Ritual.
Yeah,
and Savannah Lions, by the way, at Common.
Yeah, that makes sense.
In this day and age is fine. I don't want to make it like, oh, that's an injustice. It's just that it was a rare when it was printed, and when it was brought back in 8th edition, they made a huge deal about, oh, this card's back from Alpha, and it was still rare. And then I think somewhere along the line it got moved to Uncommon, and now it's Common. So it's fine at Common. It's just kind of like, aw. So iconic. So many of these cards are so iconic. You just glancing through here, you're just like, wow, that's here. Wow, that's here. Wow, that's here.
Yeah, and I remember when Iconic Masters was first announced, people were thinking it was going to be something like this, and they didn't pay attention to the explanations that Wizards put out there for everyone to read. That were like, no, we're talking about the iconic creature types in each color. That's not what we mean, but they didn't pay attention. We still got mad.
We talked about this for a while on Monday Night Magic. It was the wrong name for that set.
It was not good. Yeah,
it was a poor choice.
Whereas this is not only what everybody expected, but am I right in saying this is what everybody wanted?
Yeah. Well, not everybody. Of course, if you put $50 bills in Magic booster packs, people will complain about the way they're folded, and all of the more financially minded people have been bitching and moaning about reprints and how it's going to crash their collection and meh. But, you know,
I mean, do master sets actually do that?
I don't know, but people complain about everything.
That's been the question since Modern Masters, the first one. And my understanding was that it actually caused some of the values to go up, because all of a sudden, as we said, okay, great, now you've got a Tarmogoyf.
Now you need three more.
Yeah. But it wasn't put out in such quantities that you could realistically bust packs to just get some. So,
yeah.
I mean, you know, I'm not a financial person. I married a CPA.
Well, I mean, none of us are MTG finance people either, because we have good sense.
I think, I mean, I certainly wouldn't want my collection to be devalued, just from a practical standpoint. But
but the point is, you're not actually losing money unless you're actively selling those cards.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like, if I had my entire collection up right now, if I put it up, a week ago, and suddenly all of these reprints came out and my entire collection's value just tanked, then I might be upset. But all these people that are they have these cards and they're upset that they're not worth as much, they're not worth anything if they're in your binder and just sitting there. Shut up.
Hey, Dirk.
Yes, sir.
What's something that you see in here that just makes you go, wow?
Yeah, Dirk, what do you like with your face?
Yeah, Dirk face.
There's a couple that I thought were interesting. That the legendary enchantment artifacts, like the Bident of Thassa.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, dude, the Biden's in here? No way.
Yeah, it is. It's great.
Yep.
Hey, oh, look at that. There it is.
Which I remember when Bident of Thassa was spoiled, people were like kind of lukewarm on it. And then when the Blue Devotion deck took off, people were like, this is sick. And then even after that deck kind of fell apart, people still said, this isn't bad. I like it. It's a coastal piracy with a potential upside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm also looking at a bunch of there's a lot of legendary creatures in here that are just crying to be turned into commanders.
What's a good one?
Nicobolus.
Well, we all know Nicobolus was a good one.
Here's the thing: is when I saw that,
I haven't looked at the golden cards, dude. I didn't even see Nicobolus.
Yeah, there he is.
And the funny thing is, when I saw that he was in the set, I guess because I'm more used to seeing him lately, I immediately defaulted to Planeswalker, and then I kept reading and I stopped, and I'm like, wait a minute. That's OG Nicobolus. So
77 loyalty. What's up with this? Oh.
with that wonderful Legends watermark on there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Legends
you would make a great commander.
Legends you can build around, including Nicobolus and the original Niv Mizzet, which people still go gaga for. Animar, which you guys know I played when we got together this last Saturday. If you want to hear more about that, wait until you hear episode 500X. But that Animar let me do some crazy stuff. So that's good.
Did Animar make the episode?
Actually, oh, that's a good point. I was
going to say, never mind.
Well, this will be like the part, how every movie trailer has at least one scene that didn't actually make it into the final cut? Or, from what I'm led to believe, like half of the Justice League trailer, apparently. But I still haven't seen Justice League, so that's just something I heard somebody complain about.
I don't watch trailers all that much.
Oh, I watched lots of trailers. Carrie even told me at one point, because I found the trailer for Wreck-It Ralph 2, and I was showing it to Carrie and Sam, and afterward Carrie's like, I just don't watch trailers as much as you do. And I'm like, I know, most people don't, actually. I was that guy that back before there wasn't internet, half the time, or sometimes more, the trailers would be the best part of the movie to me. So if you were going to the movies with me and you made me late, God help you. This was also back before there weren't actually commercials. There was just, the movie's starting, here's some trailers. So if you were late, you missed the trailers. And I didn't appreciate that very much. So I guess it's ingrained in me. That might be why I have IMDb saved, as a bookmark.
Wow. Like, I've started taking Bill's approach to it is, if it's a movie I'm gonna see anyway, I don't really fool with trailers much.
Well, and it's tricky, I will admit, because I also don't want to spoil the movie. And unfortunately, because whereas my brain can't always remember things it needs to remember, it remembers the heck out of stuff that doesn't matter. Like, I can tell you about plots for TV shows that I saw like 15 years ago, but I don't remember necessarily more relevant things. The issue sometimes I have with the trailer is I'll watch the trailer, and if they put in something toward the end of the movie, I will sometimes sit there waiting for that scene to happen. So, but at the same time, I like trailers, so it's kind of a tough thing. I try and avoid non-trailer spoilers as much as possible. Trying very, very hard with Black Panther. Carrie has actually said that she'd like to see it, so we're going to try and make that happen.
So good.
Good, yeah.
So I've heard, and she hadn't. She doesn't go out to see movies almost at all. So when she's like, "Yeah, I hear good things. I want to try and see it," I'm like, "Okay, great." Which means I'm not going to. I'm not going to see it on my own Go ahead.
We're in the episode. I'm sitting here talking about movie trailers like we're in the odds and ends. Okay, back to Masters 25.
I was trying to buy time for Dirk, so
I mean, Dirk will be fine. It's a preview episode. It's not like it matters.
I guess, but I was doing that on purpose. If I was a little too effective, I apologize. I was like, Dirk, come back. Hey, look, movies, blah, 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 blah. So, since he's not here, you know what I think's really awesome? Like everything in the set. But you know what I think is ridiculous? Imperial Recruiter.
Imperial Recruiter.
Imperial Recruiter.
When they showed that, I like double taked. I was like, what?
I might have spent like a lot, more than once. So Imperial, we glazed over some of these, but this is not a card that if you know what it does, because it's extremely hard to get a hold of, then you may not know what we're talking about. Imperial Recruiter for 2 and a red. It's a 1/1 human advisor. It is mythic here, and I'm not surprised at all. When Imperial Recruiter enters the battlefield, search your library for a creature card with power 2 or less, reveal, put in your hand, then shuffle your library. Almost made it, Dirk. Almost. I stalled for a long time. Dirk's back. So someone that actually keeps up with tournament coverage and or plays more of an eternal format, why is Imperial Recruiter so good?
Because it's a tutor.
All right, then. Moving on.
Were you looking for a more specific answer? It's like because you use it in crazy Alluring combos, because you use it in Painter Servant decks, because there's a couple of others too.
It enables all the things.
Yeah. And this is one of those where its monetary value is really caused by its scarcity. Like Portal 3 Kingdoms was only really marketed in the Asia Pacific region, and had a very, 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 very small print run compared to other sets. And I think by the numbers, there are probably more physical copies of Black Lotus in existence than there are physical copies of Imperial Recruiter and other stuff like that.
Until now.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, Dirk, we really didn't talk about much while you were gone. We just kind of chilled for a minute. Okay. Imperial Recruiter is a big one. Blood Moon is a big one.
Blood Moon.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Imperial Recruiter is a mythic, by the way. I don't know if we mentioned that.
I think I did. Yeah. Hey, Mike, what do you think about Goblin War Drums?
Goblin War Drums is awesome. It's too bad they didn't go back. Since they were able to take the rules text down to one line, I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't go back and give it one of the huge blocks of flavor text that some of the old printings have. I
really like the one about the Sarah Angel skulls and all that.
Yeah.
But oh well.
I saw that card and I thought of you.
Thank you.
Damn right.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but yeah. The other card that I saw that I was like, Mike, was Doomsday. Because you're the only person I know that's actually played this card.
Yeah. And I don't even do the standard vintage broken things with it.
No.
My Doomsday stack is corrupt, Doomsday. That's my Doomsday stack. And it's awesome.
Got this game. So there are 3 cards that we should mention together. Akroma's Vengeance is back from Onslaught. It's rare. Mm-hmm. That's the destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments, and it has cycling of 3.
Yep.
Yeah, that seems good. We have Akroma Angel of Fury, the red Akroma, who has Morph.
Yep.
And we said on Monday Night Magic, if your opponent plays a Morph creature, you're probably going to have a bad time because there can't be that many in here. And since then, they've revealed Willbender. So there's at least 2. Oh, and Vesuvian Shapeshifter. So there's at least 3.
And Brian, they actually put in the Pickles combo.
And Fathom Seer.
So if you
you're gonna have a bad time.
If you draft the morph deck
for you,
if you draft the morph deck, you actually have a decent chance of the opponent not knowing what's going on. And when you're like,
funny.
Okay, I know what this is, and that flips up into red Akroma, you're like, that is not what I thought that was going to be.
Let's put it this way. If your opponent is playing not blue and drops a morph creature, you're probably going to have a bad time. Because Akroma Angel of Fury is the one that she can't be countered, Flying Trample, Pro White, Pro Blue, Fire Breathing, Morph.
And sick art.
And sick art. Yeah, the Therese Nielsen art is completely nuts.
Yeah. I don't think that's new. It's not the original art, but it's not.
It was from the Vold Angels.
Yeah.
Okay. And then today, it's not on the card image gallery yet because it was revealed today, but a Chroma Angel of Wrath is also in the set.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
The Wizards, I think Saffron Olive tweeted, "Hey, that's all but one of the mythics. I wonder what the last one is." And the Wizards Twitter account went, "I bet it's a Chroma Angel of Wrath." And then they were like, "Oh, we're just messing with you. It totally is." And they revealed the picture. So, also with the sick Therese Nielsen art.
Nice.
So wait, what does a Chroma have? She's a 6/6 with flying, first strike,
haste,
trample. Does she have haste?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
And Pro Black and Pro Red.
Boom. Yeah.
Is that all?
Vigilance?
Oh, and Vigilance. I think that's right.
Yeah, first strike, trample, vigilance, haste, protection for black, protection for red. That sounds right.
Buh.
What do you think, you old school players, what do you think about blue and red elemental blasts?
I think the new art is insane on both of them.
Really cool.
And the fact that they're here with the new templating, the choose one, counter target whatever opposite color spell, or destroy target whatever opposite color permanent. Yeah, I think they're pretty sick. I really love the art.
It feels really weird, especially on Blue Elemental Blast, to see the destroy target red permanent, because that's just not what blue does anymore. But I mean, that's what this has always done. So.
And then on Red Elemental Blast to see counter target. What? No.
Yeah. Well, part of the very, very early design philosophy was that if a color was doing something to specifically hate against one of its enemies, then it was allowed to use that enemy's tools that it wasn't otherwise allowed to do.
Oh.
Yeah.
But they don't do cards like that anymore.
Interesting.
I did not see that Ensnaring Bridge was moved to Mythic. I wonder why that is. Does it really need to be Mythic? I mean, I guess so, but I always thought it was pretty solidly rare. Ensnaring Bridge for 3 mana, artifact. Creatures with a power greater than the number of cards in your hand can't attack. I guess especially for limited, that could lead to some really...
That would be annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Jace the only planeswalker?
Good question. I mean, that's the only one I've seen.
Thus far?
And we've seen the Mythics, right? So...
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Unless they bring back Tybalt as an uncommon, then that means... Which I think means, yes, and quite frankly, it feels a little weird, but it also draws more attention to him. We don't just have any old Planeswalker. We've got Jace the Mind Sculptor. That's it.
And when they said a long time ago that most of the cards in the set would have a watermark, I took that to mean all but the Planeswalkers, but it turns out it's actually all but the Planeswalker.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I guess the set would need to have... The set probably has basic lands, right? Well, I don't know. Wait
Probably.
Yeah, I honestly don't
Twilight
know
Mire.
if Master
Well,
Set's
never mind.
doing that.
Twilight Mire is 248 out of 249, so never mind.
Oh, there you go then.
No, then.
Yeah, there's not enough room for them.
I don't think Master Sets have basic lands.
Okay. Yeah, that's right, because they use that slot in the pack for a foil.
For a foil. Yeah.
Right.
Can you tell how much Master stuff we've opened to you guys?
It's been a while. I skipped the last modern one, I think.
I actually have about 3 packs of each of the modern Masters that I'm just holding on to.
Fair enough.
Germinating.
Dude.
What?
Yeah.
The enemy color filter lands get reprinted.
Yep.
I didn't see those.
Yeah, nice.
That's so cool. The filter lands are the ones that tap for colorless or pay either red or blue, for instance, for the Cascade Bluffs, to add either 2 blue, 2 red, or 1 of each to your mana pool.
Yeah.
And there's one for each of the enemy color pairs. These are from, what's that? That's not Eventide. There we go.
Yep. Yes. Nice. I also saw the Mistress Workshop was in the set. So
The factory.
The factory.
Big
There's
difference.
Sorry, I navigated away. Still pretty good, but not as like.
One of those is on the reserved list and $1,000. So no.
The other one is Mistress Factory.
Gotcha.
Still one of my favorite old cards, though. I always loved Mistress Factory. I think I had like one, maybe two, and it was always just cool.
It is.
What do you think about the new art for Watchwolf?
I think it's neat, but not as like.
It looks familiar. Was this in a pre-con during one of the Innistrad block periods?
I don't know.
Because I feel like I've seen it before.
That art is an F&M promo.
Oh, okay.
Huh. I did not. I had to go to Magic Cards then to look that up. But
it looks a lot more, I don't know, intimidating maybe. I love the original Watchwolf art. I think it's great. This one, the wolf looks scragglier.
Looks almost like it's Innistrad art.
Yeah, and I think that's what made me think that. It looks a lot more Innistrad than Ravnica.
Yeah.
Although, I don't know, man. If you go back and look at the original Watchwolf art, that's pretty gothic horror. Like
that's true.
Just a big-ass wolf coming at you with glowing eyes. I honestly prefer the original, but, whatever. It's not that this is bad.
Yeah, Dave Kendall's really good.
Yeah, I just prefer the old, who did this? Kev Walker original, because it's just so cool. This one, yeah, he looks kind of scraggly. He looks like less like a Watchwolf and more like a Stray.
Yeah.
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 He's got moss growing all over.
But he's damp. He's been out all night.
He's moist.
Moist.
So I have to do something I ordinarily don't do, you guys.
What's that?
I have to step away. So if you guys will just keep going, don't wait for me.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm liking Vindicate.
You're liking Vindicate?
Oh my god, dude! When I saw Vindicate, my jaw dropped. I was like,
"Don't mourn for me. This is my destiny." Except, oh wait, no, it's not.
No, that's not the flavor text at the bottom.
Yeah, there is no flavor text.
Flavor text says nothing because that's what happens to your permanent.
I do think it's cool that they pick some of these, big boom. Wow, here's this cards to not have flavor text, especially if they have very short rules text. Like you have Vindicate, just destroy target permanent. You have Blood Moon, just non-basic lands or mountains.
Straight up, yeah.
You have Armageddon, destroy all lands. Just there.
Counterspell has no. But before we go too far, oh my God, Armageddon. Because Armageddon, you guys. Is it mythic here? It is mythic.
It's mythic, yeah.
Talk about a card you really don't want showing up too often.
Yeah, that is sort of the card of. I really hope that you're wrapping up the game when you play Armageddon, because if you're not, then you
especially
really are. We joke about being a horrible person. You really are a horrible person if you play Armageddon and you don't have a win condition.
I was just about to say, Judge, my opponent cast Armageddon with no win con.
But then also keep in mind in a duel, in theory, if you've got command of the board and you cast Armageddon, you're just going to win.
Yeah.
You're just gonna win. So because in multiplayer you have a lot more politics and can I stay ahead? Is somebody gonna blow up my stuff? But you only have to be a little further ahead than one other person in a duel. And Armageddon just says, okay, they can't come back. Congratulations. Unless, of course, they play Swamp followed by Dark Ritual, because Dark Ritual is in the set because it's fine. It's just fine. It's fine.
There's some things, I'm conflicted, and I understand why it was done this way. For some of these cards, to me, the original art, or for some who had multiple older versions, one of those is so iconic in and of itself. And part of me is disappointed that it didn't get used, but another part of me understands that no, really, if you think about it, those older versions of the art do not live up to the present day standards for art direction and art quality that they want to put on the cards. That's why they couldn't use them. So I get it, but part of me is still sad that they couldn't use them. That the old standout iconic arts don't live up to the standards well enough to be used in place here. But we get some really, really cool replacements.
Yeah.
Like the 5th edition art that they use for Dark Ritual is really cool. But to me, it'll always be either, the Tempest art with the guy up close lit from below, or even, the original art with the weird shadowy figure, which is definitely not up to par in terms of modern art direction standards. But it'll always hold a special place in my heart.
Yep. What do you think about the art as well as the rarity shift for Spike Shot Goblin? Because that art is a bit freaky.
Yeah, that's a Mirrodin Goblin. Oh, well, of course it was from Mirrodin. Duh.
Yeah.
But yes. I like Spike Shot Goblin.
Spike Shot Goblin's cool. Awesome. Mm-hmm. It was originally printed at Rare, but it was also printed Was it not?
No. It used to be a common, didn't it? Or was it always uncommon?
All right,
Spike Shot Goblin was not rare.
I'm betting. Way. I will bet you $10. Spike Shot Goblin.
I just got $10.
Okay. I was thinking of Spike Shot Elder. Dang it, you Spike Shot.
No take backsies.
I was really thinking of Spike Shot Elder. Yeah, Spike Shot Goblin's fine. It was printed at uncommon thing. So, or common. Spike Shot.
Oh, you didn't actually look it up?
I got that far and realized as soon as I put in Spike Shot, I saw the Elder and the Goblin on the list, and I'm like, I'm thinking of the wrong dang one. It was printed at common.
Okay, thank you.
So I was not wrong. It is a rarity shift, just not the way I thought, because it's not the card I was thinking of. Hey, Mike, I got your $10. Look the other way. Okay, it's in your pocket now. All right, you're welcome. Oh, by the way, you owe me $20.
That's fine. I'm sure you've prepared way more than $10 worth of food for me over the years, so we're even.
Yes. What's something else somebody sees?
Living Wish.
That has always been an awesome
Is that
card.
The only wish?
It's the only that has been revealed.
Yeah, that's the only one I see. It made me wonder about whether there would be others.
Yeah. But I was looking at Living Death and was like, no.
I mean,
but yeah, that's right.
The biggest ones have been Cunning Wish and what's the red one? Burning Wish.
Mm-hmm. Death
Wish has too much of a drawback, and the White Wish costs 5, and I just didn't have the application. But I
think it'd be cool to reprint Death Wish just because. Yeah, it's a big drawback, but hey.
Death Wish. This card brought to you by the movie coming out with Bruce Willis. It's the remake of the 1970 something movie.
Something like that, yeah, with Charles Bronson.
Yep, you got it.
So is the
maybe we can have alternate art with Bruce Willis on it. What about the Bident?
So the Bident is rare. So could we potentially see the other legendary enchantment artifacts?
Yeah, we could.
Yeah. I think the whip was the other.
Yeah, the black one.
The whip was the other most impactful one. Yeah. And then I think the bow was the next one after that.
Yeah, I liked the bow.
The hammer and the spear weren't as impactful. Mm-hmm.
I liked the bow for sideboard, but yeah, definitely the Bident was by far.
Mm-hmm.
I saw Eladamri's Call, and that gave me kind of that warm, fuzzy feeling because I remember.
I forgot it was an instant.
Because, well, yeah. And I just remember it getting played a decent amount in our play group because Apocalypse, Plane Shift, Invasion, that block was shortly before I got started playing. So I felt like I saw a good amount of Eladamri's Calls resolved. And I haven't seen it in a while. And for a green and a white instant, as Mike pointed out, search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It's basically, like what's the creature tutor from Mirage? The
Worldly Tutor.
Worldly Tutor, but it puts it into your hand,
Mm-hmm.
which for tempo wise can be pretty important.
Yeah,
So,
it makes a huge difference.
Yeah,
It's a big upgrade for just 1 mana.
yeah.
I appreciate all the Commander and Conspiracy cards
Yes,
that made
Me
it
too.
in here. That
Me
was
too.
a good choice on their part. 'Cause
like
there's a bunch of really cool stuff.
yeah, like Grenzo, who
Yes.
had only been printed in Conspiracy before. That would be Grenzo Dungeon Worm, because I think he got a new card in the latest Conspiracy.
Yes, that's correct, but I can't remember that card's name.
Grenzo something.
Mm-hmm.
Grenzo Havoc Razor.
There you go.
Yep. What's another card you see from Commander?
What was it?
Animar.
Animar we already mentioned.
We mentioned Animar. One that Adam Staborski previewed, I think that's right, was Reef Worm, which I had forgotten about, and it's just really, really cool.
Yeah,
So,
it's a neat thing. What's it do?
we'll cover it again. So Reef Worm, it's a 0/1 for 3 and a blue.
Woo!
And it's a worm, not WURM, WORM. So 4 for a 0/1. This ability had better be good. That's rare, by the way. And the ability is, when Reef Worm dies, create a 3/3 blue fish creature token with, open quotes, when this creature dies, create a 6/6 blue whale creature token with, open quotes, when this creature dies, create a 9/9 blue kraken creature token, close quotes, close quotes.
Wow, I came back at just the right time, didn't I?
Yes.
To quote Obi-Wan Kenobi, there's always a bigger fish. Or was that Qui-Gon?
That was Qui-Gon.
Okay. The fact that you knew that enough to correct me is impressive and yet sad at the same time.
Yeah, Mike, I don't think we can be friends anymore.
Episode 1
Takes
is
a lot
under
of pressure off of me.
Oh.
No, I'm sad. Come back to me, Mike.
Okay, fine.
Well, that was easy.
Just like Mike.
Well, as scintillating as this is, did you guys notice that they previewed Hulk and Flash in the same article?
Yeah.
Yes.
Protean Hulk in green and Flash. Literally the card Flash in blue.
You know, from that Legacy deck for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before it was banned for being ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it still banned?
Yes.
Okay. Because
I think Flash is the piece that's banned.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because if you can still get out Hulk, quote unquote, fairly, then, you know, go nuts. But I like that it's banned in Legacy, but now you too can live the dream if you draft it here. Although part of it is the combo with the pieces you search out with the Hulk. So,
Yeah.
But Hulk's still good. So, hey, Drew, what do you think of Conflux?
I mean, it was an okay set.
I knew he was going to say that.
That's why
Okay.
I didn't want to disappoint.
What did you think of the card being reprinted here?
Oh, I had no opinion.
Okay.
But
we
it's
were
neat.
talking. We talked while you were gone about Eladomri's Call. Do you remember that?
No, I wasn't here.
Do you remember that card?
Oh, yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
That's
This is
the
gonna be
creature
one of
tutor,
these
right?
conversations, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, that's the creature tutor.
Yeah. Now, I think we should probably mention what Hulk and Flash do because they're very obscure cards.
That's true.
Okay.
Well, I'll take
So-
Flash because ooh.
So,
Flash for 1 and a blue is an instant. It's rare here, and you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you do, sacrifice it unless you pay its mana cost reduced by up to 2 generic mana. And that is so much cleaner than what the card originally said. Whew. Okay, that's it. Just throw it down, and you got to pay for it. The cost to pay Flash, it's
Air
kind of
quotes,
take
gotta.
Gotta, yeah. If it has a die trigger, death rattle to all you Hearthstone folks, then woo, achievement unlocked. Hey, Mike, what's Protean Hulk do?
Protean Hulk For 5 green is a 6/6 beast. It's rare, and it has a dies trigger. When Protean Hulk dies, search your library for any number of creature cards with total converted mana cost 6 or less and put them onto the battlefield. Then shuffle your library.
So if I want the Hulk, if I have the Hulk in my hand and I want it to die so I can go get some combo pieces out of my deck, I have 2 options. I can wait until turn 7 or 8 until I have all the mana I need, and then play it and hope that I either have a sacrifice outlet on the board or that I've got some way to sacrifice it really soon before it gets bounced or exiled or whatever. Or I can pay 1 and a blue, and get all that immediately. If I have Flash.
Because it dies during Flash's resolution, so no one can respond.
Yeah, as if it wasn't bad enough. So why was this banned again? Because Protean Hulk, when they printed it, was fine. They're like, it's perfectly fair. Hey, does Protean Hulk still have the flavor text? Yep, it does. Meat and eggs. Nom 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 nom.
Ew.
Lots of good stuff here, not just stuff for Eternal formats or Modern, but a good amount of stuff, as we were saying, for Commander decks, because there's some good stuff here that may have been more difficult for people to acquire if they came to the game later, or if it's just simply cost prohibitive. And the card I'm looking at exactly for that would be Azusa, yeah, Lost but Seeking, because I feel like she is. Does she get played in Modern?
In I think we've had this conversation before. Yeah, in crazy Primeval Titan decks.
Okay, yeah, that's right. But I'm thinking that a lot of Commander decks just love to have her because ramp is pretty good. So
yes.
Yep.
Did you guys mention the port?
Not yet.
Good Lord. I saw this and I went, I expected it, but it's still weird to see it.
For some reason, I thought that was on the reserved list, but I guess I was wrong.
On Mercadian Masks?
Was Mercadian Mask the first one to not have any reserved cards, or?
I have no idea.
It was around then. So what's the port do?
Well, it sounds innocuous enough. It taps for colorless mana, or you can pay 1 and tap it to tap target land.
So I have to pay 2. I have to tap one of my port, and I have to tap another land just to tap down one of your. I'm tapping 2 of my lands to tap down one of yours. That seems like a losing proposition, Chewy. This card must be terrible.
I mean, for the longest time, I didn't get it. As a matter of fact, I think Mike had to explain it to me. So, hey, Mike, why don't you explain it to me?
Well, you use it during your opponent's upkeep to deny them resources.
Oh.
And put them off their curve and just annoy them to no end.
And that may not sound that bad, but this card was considered fairly powerful. But also keep in mind that Mercadian Masks wasn't like swimming in abusive cards,
Yeah.
Yeah, they purposely dialed back the power after Urza Block. Partly because they all got called into the big boss's office and yelled at.
Yeah. Literally, that is the thing that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It actually happened.
Because
the boss called the R&D team into his office and chewed them out for all the mistakes they had made during Urza Block.
Yeah, because Urza's Block led to Combo Winter.
There were so many broken cards.
So many broken cards.
So when you say fairly powerful, I just want to point out that as of just a few days ago, according to MTGstocks.com, Rashadan Port was sitting at just under $100 a piece.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's been there for a while, I think.
I've got a copy in this room somewhere. Hopefully I haven't had, hopefully that's not one of the cards that got broken or bent or something.
So, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it's not a good card. I'm just saying that it was not in a set where everything was amazing. But, yeah, it seems innocuous. But just denying them that 1 mana, or if it's an important land that either taps for more than one, looking at you, Gaia's Cradle, etc., or has some sort of utility effect, being able to keep it tapped down is very important.
Yeah, and I think in Standard at the time, it was also part of a horrifying prison strategy because Tangle Wire was in the same block.
Oh, Tangle Wire!
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, was Tangle Wire in Mercadian Masks or
Nemesis.
was it in Nemesis? That hurts me just thinking about it.
As well it should.
So, did we talk about the sick new art on Sundering Titan?
No, we haven't.
Not yet.
Because I hate Sundering Titan with the fury of 1,000 suns, but the art of this big-ass golem smashing through the land is pretty cool.
I have played many Sundering Titans partially because I kept, getting them out of boosters, and because for the mana cost, when I'm like taking a land from each person in multiplayer, it's okay. It's not great. It's not like, hey, everybody's, having fun with it, but I have played it and I didn't feel like it was busted. But it is banned in Commander, and it's banned for a reason. Because
yeah, it's just fun ruining.
Yeah. For 8 mana, it's a 7/10 artifact creature golem. When it enters the battlefield or leaves the battlefield, choose a land of each basic land type, then destroy those lands. And I'm pretty sure this is new flavor text. Even if we defeat it, what remains to be saved? Alyssa Sunseeker, before she was, all like heel. That's a term, right? I don't watch wrestling. That's
that's
heel's a bad guy. Okay.
She turned heel, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I remember playing it and you guys were a little like, but it was something where, I would take like a land from each player and we're like, okay, and we kept moving.
But we are also decent human beings, whereas the type of person who would put Sundering Titan in a commander deck is going to do it to try to blink it and stuff and wipe boards of land.
And wipe,
Yeah. When Brian played it, he wasn't getting, 3 triggers off of it every turn.
And usually I was losing at least one of my lands, which you might chalk it up to poor planning, but I kind of figured, if I'm getting to 8 mana, I'll be okay.
And a 7/10.
Yeah. Yeah. And then everybody has a reason to actually not blow it up because they don't want to lose more land. So instead they're taking 7. So, but yes, there are people that abuse it, and that's why it is banned, or it's on the commander banned list, meaning that if your group wants to allow it, you go nuts. Here you go. You know what art I like? Rainstorm. Sick.
I can't remember what that's from.
From a digital set?
Quite possibly, when they were doing the online masters.
It might also be an FNM promo.
I don't know. Let's look. Masters Edition 2? No. Cold Snap theme decks? No. Conspiracy? No. Vintage Masters? Okay. Yeah, Eternal Masters used the
Mercadian Masks art.
Is that the Mercadian Masks art? Nope. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out where this one came from. So it's the Dual Decks art, it's Conspiracy art that was also used for Eternal Masters and Commander 2015. So I don't know which of those was first, but
Which dual deck does it say?
Is it versus Golgari?
That was a while ago, so that was probably it.
Yeah, the Mercadian Masks art is that's actually what Christine Sprinkle was cosplaying the first time I met her.
That's right.
So yeah, this was used in Vintage Masters, I think is where this art came from. So yeah.
Okay.
Because Vintage Masters was the online one.
Yep. And I think that was the one that brought things like the Power 9 to Magic Online, where they previously had not been printed. Yeah. So, you guys remember when they previewed Phyrexian Obliterator and everybody lost their minds because how do you fight that? And it's crazy. And it turned out the 4 black in the mana cost actually was somewhat prohibitive. And oh, by the way, this is when Callblade was a thing, so
Yeah, so instead of being oppressively crazy, it was just really good.
It was just really good, but it didn't see nearly the play it would have seen, I think, in a relatively stable standard format. You can't call Callblade Standard a stable format. You just can't. I mean, it's stable in the sense that there was one deck and only one deck, but healthy. So Phyrexian Obliterator for 4 black is a 5/5 horror. It's mythic here. Side note, this is going to make an interesting impact on our mythic conscription discussions from now on for some of these cards. Because when we get, although in New Phyrexia they had mythic rarity, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
So was it mythic original? Well, anyway, I'm getting off topic. 5/5 with trample for 4 mana, and you're like, wow, that must have a downside. It does have a downside.
Yeah, it was.
For your opponent, whenever a source deals damage to Phyrexian Obliterator, that source's controller sacrifices that many permanents. It was an obvious callback to Phyrexian Negator, which actually hurt its controller, but the difference there is that this costs 1 more mana, and it's all black. It's solid black. Black. Black mana. So it's actually kind of hard to play, but it's terrifying. It is terrifying. And I remember seeing this getting previewed and going, oh, this is awful. And then, like I said, Callblade happened, and people were like, Phyrexian who to what now? But
yeah, it's my go-to example for a card that was super powerful that just didn't have a deck.
They didn't have, you got it.
Yeah, the rest of the mono black deck
wasn't there.
Yeah.
And this needs mono black because
unless you were playing like mono black infect, but then why are you playing a creature that deals normal damage?
Yeah. And the curve for mono for infect is low. So like some of its cards don't cost anything, like Invigorate. Good thing they're never printing that card again ever. That would be terrible.
Oh wait.
Hey Dirk, did you see Invigorate?
What color was that one?
Green.
It's in green.
And it's a girl with a big hammer, which I know how much you love big hammers. So figured this one was right up here. Okay.
Oh, nice.
What's it do?
2 and a green. It's a uncommon instant. If you control forest, rather than pay Invigorate's mana cost, you can have an opponent gain 3 life. Target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn.
So when it was printed, I don't know how much play it saw because, okay, I'm going to deal you 4 more damage, but you're gaining 3 life. That's not much of a difference.
Yeah, or you're saving your creature in combat or from a damage spell for no mana,
which is arguably more important. But then Infect comes along, and the whole thing changes because who cares if you're giving them life? They could be at 1,000,000 life and you're going to win through poison damage. And all of a sudden, +4/+4 is huge. If they've got a 1/1 with Infect and they let it through and this resolves, they are halfway dead with no other pump spells. Damn. That's just... yeah. I don't see a single Infect card in the set. But I do think Invigorate is still an interesting spell, and I think Infect decks kind of illustrate, hey, look at this. It's kind of a cool card. So it can still be interesting without having to be in an Infect deck, but Infect just makes it stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys mention Fierce Empath while I was gone?
Nope.
No, not yet.
I love the new art on Fierce Empath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a definite upgrade.
He looks like way more of a badass than a 1/1.
But they still kept the mutated elf look.
Oh, they did, didn't they?
Because
looking at the original art, it's the same guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's so cool.
I like it because they could have just said, oh, well, he's an elf. Let's make him look more like an elf, like a standard elf, like a traditional elf. But given that he's from Scourge, and all the creature types were getting mutated at the time that was the thing, and this is how elves looked. They kept with it, and I appreciate that. So what's it do?
So it's an elf. It's just an elf, really? It is.
Yep.
Okay. For 2 and a green, he's a 1/1 elf that is uncommon. When it enters the battlefield, you can search your library for a creature card of converted mana cost 6 or more and put it in your hand.
Well, he's busy, like, you know, empathing, like communing. He doesn't have time to hold down. He doesn't have time to hold down a 9 to 5.
So yeah, he searches up your.
He's trying to summon a 9 to 5.
Oh. Well done. You guys remember Master of the Wild Hunt?
Now I hate Dirk. Yeah, that was the wolf guy.
All the way back from M10. I think the very first core sets where they actually, if not the first core set where they actually introduced new cards, as well as one of the very first sets with the mythic rarity. And this was one of the showcases of here's a powerful card and here's what we can do with mythic. And here we are now, 17, 18 years later, and it's kind of cool to see him. He's still really wordy, though, because of the way it works.
Yeah. You can tell he's definitely one of the cards that was inspired by going back to the game's early days and looking at what they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he makes wolves, and then he can tell those wolves to go fight people.
Do you think he's still appropriate at Mythic? Do you think he could be a rare, or do you think Mythic is just about right? I mean,
Mythic
obviously,
is right.
Okay. Obviously, they agree because that's where they're putting him now. But
yeah, like rarity shifts. The vast majority of these rarity shifts that we're seeing, like we mentioned before, are going to have something to do with limited play.
Yes,
because this is just a reprint set. These cards already exist out there somewhere, and Master of the Wild Hunt is just too impactful to even have at rare to show up that often.
It's a card that generates more creatures without spending additional resources and can serve as creature control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm to the point now where I'm looking at set symbols. I see Darien made it from Cold Snap.
Yeah.
Yep. I found it funny because we were talking about him not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think I called that the dark would give us ball lightning. And look, I was right. I've had a couple people be like, hey, you were right, but also Blood Moon. And I went, I keep forgetting Blood Moon is from the dark.
Visions brings us Man of War, the iconic, the epitome of the bounce. When this creature comes in, bounce another creature. I wish there was a more succinct way of saying that. But basically, Visions is one of the first
Sometimes
times.
we just say Man of War.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it exactly. He's the first example of Man of War. Because you have to keep in mind that right now, creatures are so good and they all do stuff. You don't play vanilla creatures unless the stats are just something ridiculous. Your creature is also a spell, but it also has what basically you think of as the effect of a spell. They weren't always like that. And with Man of War, it's one of the earlier indications of, oh, hey, look, it's a creature that actually does something else when it comes in. That's really cool. And it was the gold standard for a while. If anything, It was so good that they didn't do this for this cost after a while.
I mean, Necrotol got reprinted several times over the years, but, in standard legal sets, but not Man of War. Man of War is just a little too much for 3 mana.
Yeah.
I would also like to point out that I'm sad that Necrotol isn't going to get reprinted because...
Well, we don't know.
No, we do. It doesn't fit between Murder and Nezumi Cutthroat.
You and your numbers and your
that
logic.
makes me very sad.
That is sad. Maybe they'll put it in the core set.
Well, right now we just got the Necrotol Chupacabra, so
oh yeah,
might be a bit much. Now, one card I did see here that I remembered because I was actually playing a decent amount of Standard at the time, was Eidolon of the Great Revel. And in fact, This was also when I was playing a little bit of Modern with my Jeskai Ascendancy deck. And this card sees play in Modern as well because of what it does. For 2 red, it's a 2/2 enchantment creature spirit. Yes, it's an enchantment creature because it's from Theros. Whenever a player casts a spell with converted mana cost 3 or less, Eidolon of the Great Revel deals 2 damage to that player. And that does include you, but you're playing the red deck, you're gonna burn them out a lot faster than you're gonna die. And many times this got sideboarded in against me by the red decks when I was playing the Modern Jeskai Ascendancy deck, because that deck goes off by playing a crazy amount of cheap spells to untap my guys and then tap them again. So, but this saw standard play. It sees Modern play, or at least it did back when I was playing.
Oh, it still does.
This is incredibly efficient, and the fact that they, even in trying to remove it, they will almost certainly take 3 damage. Well, boom, there's your lightning bolt right there. So, this, I know we've been talking about this for a little while, but I think it's worth repeating. This set is sick. This is, I mean, seriously, so many of these cards are just ridiculous. Straight up. You guys remember Core Firewalker? I remember Core Firewalker.
Yes.
Sideboard superstar.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, it's that bitch.
Gisela.
Look, he knew.
I thought he was going to
Blade
say
of Gold Knight.
Thalia, but
that bitch. What? No, Thalia's awesome. Gisella's the one who, what is she? She like doubles damage.
The damage if you're dealing damage to a player, and take half if you're receiving it.
Well, no, yeah, it's a little more than that. So yeah, it halves all the damage that would be done to you, and it doubles to you and your stuff, and it doubles all the damage that would be dealt to your opponents and their stuff, regardless of where the damage is coming from.
yeah.
So if your opponents make a run at each other, that damage is going to be doubled.
The damage is going to be huge, and it's permanence they control as well. So,
yeah. And if you play if you're playing against the Gisela and you play Char, well, that sucks to be you.
and she's so hard to kill because
half damage.
And people don't understand that or they don't appreciate that includes creatures as well, like combat damage. This just says a source in both instances. She is, as someone that has played with her and has played against her, she is insane. Mike, is she in your Kalia deck?
Yeah, of course.
Of course. I mean, she's in the right colors. You would have to be a fool not to. But,
yeah. Attack, blam. Take 14. Congratulations.
She's also it's really just targeted removal is all that works on Gisela.
Yeah.
She's
Dice to Doomblade.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Let's see, what are the other old sets here that have cards that we're not talking about? Oh, Giant Growth. Wait, no.
I like the flavor text on Giant Growth.
Only the most. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Only the most effective tactics stand the test of time.
They do.
It's true, because it's been around since Alpha.
Nice.
Although we haven't really seen Giant Growth in a little bit, and
there's always a Giant Growth variant.
There's a variant, but a lot of times those are like 2/2 for a single mana, or possibly 4/4 for 2 mana or more.
For 2 or 3, yeah.
I have come to wonder if they have thought that 3/3 for a single mana isn't broken, but it might be a bit more than they want, because think about it. In Standard in the last couple of years, have you seen 3/3 for a single mana? I don't know that you have.
No, it's a lot.
Yeah. People, and I think we kind of understand it, and we're like, oh, it's just Giant Growth because we have played with it for so long. It's kind of like, people that when they took Counterspell away, people were like, it's existed forever. It's not stupid. And then once you get a couple of years away from it, you're like, wow, Counterspell was dumb. So, Hannah Ship's Navigators from Invasion. That's not super old for us, but for
Yeah.
I mean a lot of people that's a long time ago.
It's getting up there.
Yeah.
Again with the sick Therese Nielsen art.
Yep.
What's Grinzo?
He's from Conspiracy. We did
right.
talk about him while you were gone.
Let's see. Spike Shot Goblin is from Mirrodin. Of all the things.
That would be Spike Shot Goblin, not Spike Shot Elder. Moving on. I embarrassed myself while you were gone.
Yeah, you missed that conversation too.
Pendlehaven, the land, is from Legends.
Right.
And Mistress Factory is from Antiquities. That has got to be the furthest one back other than Alpha, Beta, Unlimited ones.
I thought there was... Has there not been an Arabian Nights one shown yet?
I have not seen one. Wouldn't it be funny if there was a mountain in here and it had the Beta symbol?
Or what if it was,
and if
what if
you
it was
got
the
that,
Arabian Nights mountain?
Yep.
I'm looking for an Arabian Nights symbol.
Yeah, I don't see one.
I mean, they've said that there's something from every set that's been released, so
yeah,
it's in
there.
There
will be
not
one
there yet. Remember, everyone, we're recording this Thursday night. The full set should be available tomorrow morning. So,
yep,
our bad if we miss something. It's literally not there yet.
Yeah. I love the Tempest symbol on Living Death.
Yes. Because pillage is from alliances. I'm surprised they have this at Common. I didn't think they liked to do cheap land removal at Common for Limited, but I guess it doesn't matter as much for this set.
Yeah, I think some of the rules, not all the rules, but some of the rules go out the window with this set.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's powerful. For 1 and 2 red, sorcery, destroy target artifact or land, it can't be regenerated. You might go, oh, well, that's just demolish. And you'd be right, because demolish costs 3 in a red, but this costs 1 less. And that makes a big difference. The difference between 3 mana and 4 mana, is, yes, it's 1, but that early in the game on a land destruction spell, that's big. And pillage is basically, okay, you want to have this in, but you don't always want a stone rain. You want to go, oh, look, that guy played that stupid artifact I can't otherwise deal with, like the Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, good, I can take care of it. But because it is a stone rain, it will never not have a target. It will always have a target.
Yeah.
So,
I had kind of forgotten Merfolk Looter was originally from Exodus.
Yeah.
Like, that's become such a crucial effect for the game itself that in my mind it was just a core set card.
It was always there.
Just a staple core set card.
Yeah, I mean, considering that Exodus is a long time ago now, but several years into the game, thinking that Merfolk Looter didn't exist yet is just kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what were you guys doing,
Dude, this card is fine.
Yeah, we mentioned that one too.
There's no problem with Dark Ritual.
Nope,
yeah.
Not at all.
Everything is fine.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah. It's really weird that they put in Counterspell and then Exclude.
Well,
Exclude's a good card.
and
True. And it's uncommon.
Exclude is a very good card, but I don't mind them being together because even though Counterspell, you might say, oh, well, that's a better card because it can counter anything, and it costs less. Exclude has those magic words of draw a card, and in some instances is easier to cast, especially in limited. So I actually think that they're okay to be together. Heck, in limited, yes, you will see non-creature spells, but you're almost certainly going to need some creatures to win. So Exclude will be relevant a whole lot more of the time than something like
Negate.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, I just noticed Armageddon was a mythic.
Yep.
Huh. Good.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised. I was a little surprised to see Promise of Bunray at uncommon. Because Promise of Bunray is really powerful.
It is.
Unless, you know, my opinion of it is just being warped by how it was at the time. And
Ghost Dad.
nostalgia and whatnot. But yeah, Promise of Bunray for 2 and a white. It's an enchantment. It's uncommon here. It used to be rare. When a creature you control dies, sacrifice Promise of Bunray. If you do, create 4 1/1 colorless spirit creature tokens. That's a lot.
Actually, yeah.
To just have 4 creatures jump out of one, die.
This actually was used in a deck that was nicknamed Ghost Dad at the time. And this deck put a beating down.
Yeah, with the original Ghost Council of Orzhova.
Yep.
Yeah, and the old combat rules.
Yep.
Combat damage on the stack.
Maybe that's why it's okay to be uncommon now. Another card that was moved down was a legendary creature. A creature that I've almost nearly finished building a commander deck for, and I've gotten distracted with other things. Jalira, Master Pyromorphist.
Master what?
Polymorphist.
There
Not
you go.
Pyromorphist. That'd be red. And for 3 and a blue, she's a 2/2 legendary human wizard. And she was definitely rare in M15. But now she's uncommon. And that's really interesting to me. Because her ability is you pay 2 and a blue, tap her, and sacrifice another creature to polymorph, to reveal cards from the top of your library, and to reveal a non-legendary creature card, put that card into the battlefield, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And of course, I always love this effect. Come close to finishing that deck, and I've gotten other things, need to finish it anyway. Definitely a rare before. It's a legendary creature. It's a fairly powerful effect. And they've decided in this set, it can be uncommon. That is an interesting choice to me.
Combo it with Reefworm and Promise of Bunray.
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh. Mike, you're a bad man.
Right?
Yes.
Mike, you go to hell.
Oh, but they've got a turn to respond. Not if you play her with Flash. Son.
Broken. Judge.
Hacks.
Yeah, that's going to feel good. Getting to cast a spell that's banned in Legacy in a limited game.
Oh, by the way, while I was gone,
Mm-hmm.
I saw something on Twitter that made me happy.
What's that?
I'm going to send you guys a link to a tweet by Jeremy Knoll.
Okay.
Where copy link to tweet. I don't know if Mike can handle this. Mike, I need you to take a deep breath, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Are you good?
Yes.
Is it Maze's End?
It's...
Oh
my god.
Wow.
That's great.
They did it. The maniacs.
That's wonderful.
They have reprinted Stangg.
It's Stangg.
Dang.
It's amazing.
Along with a Stangg Twin token.
That's
Yes. Oh, man. Oh. Congratulations, Mike.
That's awesome.
It's a Stangg. And it's twins.
So for those who aren't in the know, Stangg for 4, a red and a green, and I cannot see the expansion symbol through all this blur, but it's
Legends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, the expansion symbol for 25.
Oh, it's got to be rare. It's got to be
Can't see
rare.
what rarity it is.
It's got to be rare.
Right. So Stangg for 4, red and a green is a 3/4 legendary human warrior.
I think it's an uncommon.
That's
No
what I
way.
thought. It makes sense for Stangg to be moved to uncommon. But when Stangg enters the battlefield, create a legendary 3/4 red and green human warrior creature token named Stangg Twin. Exile that token when Stangg leaves the battlefield. Sacrifice Stangg when that token leaves the battlefield.
Here's the actual tweet by Wizards Magic. And yep, he's uncommon.
Wow.
Cool.
So
I
for
mean,
6
he's
mana,
a 3/4 for 6 that makes another 3/4 for 6. I think that's fine.
so
Yeah.
it's basically a 6/8 spread out for 6.
Sure.
Yes.
I mean, it might as well be, because when one half dies, the other half dies as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. And because of that, it's not the same as like Broodmate Dragon or Broodmate Dinosaur, whatever that guy's name is.
Yeah.
Because, you at least get to keep the other one if something happens to one of them. Stangg's different that way, but still, Stangg is just a really, really cool old card.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always have fond, air quotes, and no, legitimately fond memories of a really dumb Gabe deck where he would put Stangg on a Soul Foundry to be making token copies of Stangg and his twin, and there was also a mirror gallery in the deck. So at a certain point, he'd be able to have multiples of them on the battlefield at the same time, and it was.
But you have to keep track of which one was paired with which.
Yes,
wait.
you do.
Oh, Gabe.
So wait, is each Stangg Twin tied to the card that created it? Or if one Stangg Twin goes away, do they all go away?
No, because it says exile that token when Stangg leaves, sacrifice Stangg when that token leaves the battlefield. It's specifically referring to the token created by the ability.
Gotcha.
That's a whole lot of keeping up with crap if you've got the mirror gallery thing going on.
Well, you just put them next to each other on the board,
Yeah, and anytime you lose one, you just remove one of the other, so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm holding out for Uncle Isfin.
Yeah.
I mean, he was time shifted, so.
Let's see, what else was revealed today? Hell's Caretaker. Ooh.
Hell's Caretaker, along with Rest in Peace. Was it Rest in Peace? Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And in Gavin's article, he talks about Mystic Snake.
Oh, yeah, Mystic Snake.
Mystic Snake was one of the first cards I ever opened from a booster pack. And I could tell it was awesome, but I never played with it that well because I just don't have the patience. Or I always counter the wrong thing. And actually, if you read his article, it's a really good article talking about his experiences with it.
Mm-hmm.
But Mystic Snake is, just in the abstract, awesome. Do you like counter spells with your bears? If not, why not? You should do that.
Also on the Wizards Twitter account, Totally Lost, who the card itself is whatever, but it's where Fibblethip came from.
Oh yeah,
the little homunculus dude. for 4 and a blue, instant, put target non-land permanent on top of its owner's library. And that card, the card itself, like I said, doesn't matter, but it's where Fibblethip came from. And he's a plushie now, so like he's kind of a big deal.
Right.
Neat. I saw somebody on Twitter, might have been Blake, I don't remember, tweeted the not Muldrifter. What the hell is that? Cloud something. Blazer? Cloud Blazer?
Cloud Blazer. That's right. I think so.
Yeah. The blue-white enters the battlefield, gain 2 life and draw 2 cards, 2/2 flyer for some amount of mana. Is it
5 mana?
Is this 5, 3 in the
Yeah, it's 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's a not Muldrifter.
I saw somewhere online super sick art for Coalition Relic.
Yeah, and I think that was revealed together with Courser of Crufix.
Courser, no.
Yes.
Courser of Crufix.
Yep. Back in action. I played the heck out. I still think one of my wisest investments at Standard at the time, shortly after Theros came out, was picking up a set of those. And they were relatively cheap. And after like a month, you couldn't find anywhere because it turns out it's awesome and just does the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I got mine after they had been established for a while. So I had to trade a fair amount of stuff to get the set of them. But man, that was a great trade. Because I got so much play out of those coursers.
Yeah. Pact of Negation.
Well, Pact of Negation was revealed?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that reminds me. I saw on Twitter Rosewater revealed Kindle and Accumulated Knowledge.
Oh, nice.
Both of the original 2 cards that cared how many copies of each were in the graveyard.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Once again, making for an interesting limited format when you also take that with like the Relentless Rats approach of how many of these can I get?
Trying to think of what else I saw on Twitter today.
I promise not to draft the 14 accumulated knowledge's 26 lands deck.
I mean, what's your win condition?
Shh. Let him live. Let him live the dream.
Sheer card advantage.
He will literally mill himself out the old-fashioned way. 1 card at a time.
1 card at a time.
And then 2 and then 3. Luminarch Ascension was spoiled.
What the hell is a Luminarch Ascension?
It's one that makes angels when you don't take damage.
Oh, the white one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Nice. Oh, I saw Laquatus' Champion on Twitter.
Really? Really? Oh, I hadn't seen that one. Ooh.
Okay, wait, let me see if I can do this from memory. When he enters the battlefield, target...
Opponent?
Is it opponent or just player?
I think it's opponent.
I seem to think it's player. It's because it's old. It's from Torment.
I'm looking it up, but keep going.
Okay, so I'm going to say target player
Probably
loses
says
6
player.
life, and when it leaves the battlefield, then
Yes.
that player gains 6 life. And it's a 6/3 with pay a black to regenerate.
Mm-hmm.
You got it.
And it costs 6?
4
Yes.
and 2 black, and it is target player.
Nice. Does it have new art? It doesn't have new art, no.
I mean, the old art's just fine.
Yeah, but I mean, the old art on some of these is just fun, and they got new ones anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a nightmare horror.
Yeah, it is.
If I remember correctly, the pre-release promo version of this that was printed in Russian was misprinted, and you gain 6 life when it leaves the battlefield.
Whoops.
Wow, this card is sweet.
Damn you, Google Translate.
So it's a 6/3 that robs them of 6 life when they come in, and then when it dies, you get 6 life.
According to the misprinted pre-release promo, yes.
I just want to play with that one. Seems fair.
Yeah, that's way better.
But still, I mean, it regenerates for 1 black, so how often is it going to die? Maybe not very often.
Yeah, maybe not. Well, definitely not back then. We have a lot more minus toughness and exile and whatnot. But if you exile it, it doesn't... Is it leaves the battlefield or is it dies?
It leaves the battlefield.
Oh, okay, damn. That's too bad. I mean, that's fair. That's more fair. But still, that's too bad. There was one more that I saw on Twitter today. Oh, and I can't remember. It was kind of dumb. Oh, it was a dumb mythic. Tree of Redemption. And it's still mythic, by the way.
I mean that makes sense.
That's the
It's too silly.
The 0/13 defender that has tap swap its toughness for target player's life total.
No, for your life total.
For your life total.
Your life total.
The
Yeah,
black...
it's the tree of perdition that can do opponents' life totals.
Yeah.
Right. Exchange your life total with Tree of Redemption's toughness. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, it's too silly to be at less than mythic.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of people
and
like...
we don't mean silly as in powerful, we mean silly as in actually silly.
It's got a lot of people complaining about it being a mythic, but that's what Magic players do, so I overlooked it.
Yeah.
They complain.
It's okay to have silly mythics.
But there's something else that was really cool that I saw on Twitter today, and I can't remember what it was. And I don't think I'm gonna... Oh, it was, red-white flingy guy, Brian Stoutarm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, neat.
I can't remember, it might have been Benny Smith, somebody revealed that on Twitter today, and I went, ooh! Or maybe they just talked about it, but either way. So that's pretty cool. I think we might have beaten this horse to death.
Yeah.
This horse was amazing, though. Doomsday's from Weatherlight. Right, okay. So we're still missing several sets. I didn't see Legions anywhere.
There's something.
But Achroma will be from Legions.
Oh, wait, the Will Bender is from Legions.
Yeah, Will Bender's from Legions.
Oh,
And
that's
so's the
true,
Chroma,
too.
yeah. We still haven't seen Arabian Nights.
No.
I don't think we have all 3 Kamigawa sets yet. The Promise was from Saviors.
Promise was from Saviors. Izumi Cutthroat is from Champions.
Oh, I forgot about the Cutthroat.
I think there's something else from Champions, but Izumi Cutthroat was the first one I scrolled to.
Oh, maybe we'll have a ninja, although...
Oh.
That would be pretty cool.
But I don't know how many one-ofs they're going to want to do with abilities like that.
That's a good point.
I mean, I don't want to tease ninjutsu and then take it back. I would love to see it, but they probably won't want to do a whole time spiral, like 1 or 2 of this ability and make the whole set feel super crowded. That doesn't seem to be what they're doing here. We haven't really seen it yet, so.
Yeah, you're right. I don't see anything from Betrayers or Kamigawa.
Yeah, not yet. Oh, Mikakoro is also from Saviors. I forgot about it. Mikakoro! I love that card.
It's a good card.
Oh, well. Oh, yeah, so that is what we know of Masters 25 thus far. But that's still probably only like half the set. Like, we didn't even mention everything on here, I don't think, but I think only about half of it has been revealed total. Maybe slightly more, maybe slightly less. So when the full set is revealed in, some number of hours, there'll be a lot more to talk about. But next episode, we will not be talking about it at all. Because next episode is episode 500. Wow. And we have something different lined up. Something fun that we wanted to do, and we don't care. It actually wasn't even our idea, thank goodness, because we had no ideas. Like, we were done.
I mean, we probably could have come up with something, but as soon as we realized we had this idea from somewhere else, we said yes.
Yeah, we were going to try to do it for the 10-year anniversary, but the timing was wrong for, it's Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, well, we should do it for 500. I was like, that's great. And then as we got closer and closer to 500, I'm like, I don't know what we're going to do. And he popped up one day on Facebook or Discord or something, was like, hey, we still doing that? I was like, oh, we are! That's awesome! So we're going to try to do something extra special. No promises. Because if it doesn't work, I don't want to tease it and then it not work. But we're going to try to do something extra special for it. Well, actually, no, it's fine. We're going to try to live stream it. Since I have a Twitch channel now, it'll be a lot easier than when we did Monday Night Magic 500.
Mm-hmm.
But we have to get a camera to everyone, and then we have to make sure that I can make it work through OBS. And, everyone has an actual picture, and if the camera is on, we don't like that. So, yeah, there's lots of technical nonsense to be worked out, but we're going to try to do that within the next week so that hopefully everything will work and we can live stream it next Thursday, hopefully. Keep an eye on the social media for that, and if we can make it work, we will. Yay. But anyway, well then, Masters 25 is sick. How about some final thoughts?
Final thought. I'm tired. This set looks sick. Everything's going great with me, and it was fantastic to see you guys not so long ago, and we should do that again soon. And with that, I'm going to go to bed.
Nice.
And my final thought is very similar to Brian's, that the set looks very impressive. There's a lot of really cool stuff there. A lot of old stuff that I haven't seen forever is showing back up. I look at it like, oh man, I feel like I get that twitch of wanting to build a deck again with some, like a new commander deck and everything. My final thought in addition to that is that Trevor's birthday is this weekend, and so we are going to be going out and celebrating his birthday up in the mountains.
How old is he now?
7.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry I asked.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. Was that, oh my gosh, he's going to be 7. I'm such an old fart. So, yeah. And with that, I am off to bed myself, gentlemen, so you have a good night.
Night, Zerg.
Good night.
Well, then, how about you, Beardy Face? I mean, Beardy Man? I mean, Mike?
Yeah, this Master 25 is something that's actually exciting. And I'm definitely going to try to get in on this one. Like I said, I think I skipped the last Modern one just because it was just gone the first time I asked about it. And then I lost interest. And I skipped Iconic Masters because I didn't see the point. But this is really cool. I think if I'm able to, I'm going to try to get a box of this to do some two-person drafts out of.
Wow.
We'll see how available it is, though. Is it releasing this weekend or next weekend?
I think it's next week.
Okay.
I think. Honestly, now that I'm saying that, I don't actually know.
Guess we'll find out.
Products coming soon. Masters 25, March 16th. Wow.
Okay.
So 2 weeks.
Another week. Okay.
Yeah. It's pretty sick.
I guess they want to get these out of the way so they don't run into their own never-ending preview season when Dominaria starts to come out.
Oh God, we're gonna have to talk about Dominaria on 501, aren't we?
Maybe. There might be information about it. Who knows?
Okay, hang on. Dominaria pre-release is April 21st. Okay, no, we have time.
Okay, good.
Yeah, since the pre-release is April 21st, that means that... Okay, well, we might not have much time. 2 weeks of previews and then a week off, so it comes out here. Wait, April 21st is a Saturday. Damn it, Reddit. Reddit's sidebar on the Magic TCG thing has all of these upcoming dates that are really useful.
Mm-hmm.
Like Masters 25, Dual Decks, Elves vs. Inventors, Challenger Decks, Rivals of Ixalan, Store Championship, Dominaria, pre-release, online launch, the release, the Pro Tour, and the Store Championship. All of that is listed. Battle Bond, Commander Anthology, Signature Spellbook, the Global Series, Core 2019. All of these dates are just right here on the sidebar, where if you're on Reddit at all, you can just look over there at it.
Oh, wow.
It's sad that Reddit has done something way better than the Magic website. The Magic website should just take this and just steal it. Just blatantly steal it and put it on the sidebar of their website instead of all of the nonsense that's over there. Links to other articles? No one cares. Put a link, put all of this stuff, and we'll all be happy forever and ever. I'm in. Anyway, sorry, I just thought I'd throw all that out there.
Yeah.
The problem is, the date is a Saturday, and I don't think that's right. Dominaria releases... Well, this says release date April 27th, which is a freaking Sunday. No, that's Friday. Excuse me. I went one day the wrong way. Okay, so if it's April 27th... Oh, I bet it was just the font on Reddit. No, that definitely says 21. Okay, so Reddit's just wrong then. Good. Oh, that was the pre-release. I'm stupid, Mike. I'm so dumb.
I didn't catch that I didn't catch that's what was wrong.
Okay, so the pre-release is the 21st. Right, okay. I thought in my brain I was looking at release date. Okay, so hang on. 21st. So then we've got... That's here. So then we've got 1 week of no previews. That's that week, right? Usually. And then 2 weeks of previews. So previews will probably start on the 2nd of April? Maybe? Maybe. But they've been changing up how they do it so often lately that I don't actually know. Bad at this game. Anyway. Hi, I've seen we've hijacked all of your final thought. Mike? Oh, there you are.
I was trying to... No, I mean, that was it, really.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go, then. As for me, as I said at the end of the odds and ends before, it's a good time to be a dork. Masters 25 looks awesome, and while I will almost certainly never touch any Masters 25 at all, it's so sweet to just look at and appreciate. It's so sweet. Hearthstone has good things happening. Overwatch has good things happening. Life has good things happening for the most part, sort of. And so, yeah, things are. It's a good time to be a big nerd right about now. Isn't it, Mike?
Yes.
Nerd. But I guess we're done now. So you can find all of us all over the place at the Mana Pool. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram are the social media ones. There's themanapool.com where you can find all of the podcasts. There's youtube.com/themanapool where you'll find my YouTube videos. While I've been getting caught up on life and other things, I've been using stream highlights for the last week or so. So there's plenty of Overwatch and Hearthstone going on the YouTube channel. But hopefully tomorrow I can finally sit down and record things.
Good.
Are you not amazed? I am amazed. You wouldn't think that there's a lot to do until it all piles up. Like, I finally thought, I was like, all right, let me record some Cuphead finally. And I checked my C drive, and I didn't have enough hard drive space to record Cuphead. Because I have to record Cuphead at 60 frames per second, which means huge video files.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have enough to record more than a video. I'm like, where is all my hard drive space? And it turns out a bunch of the finished videos that I hadn't moved over to my storage drive were just sitting, in my various folders. So I moved all those over, and I still didn't have as much as I should. And I'm like, what? And I realized, all the raw footage from all those videos is still here. So I deleted those that I could. Okay, cool. Now that I'm done, right? Nope. Now what? Well, when I record using OBS, it records in a format called MKV.
Uh-huh.
And then I have to convert that, remux that into an MP4 that's actual, usable. And then usually those, for audio podcasts, I run those through Handbrake to get a video file that my video editors like, to then rip the audio out of. And so every one of these processes makes a new file.
And those were still laying around.
Yeah, and a bunch of those were still laying around because when the podcast is done, I put it up. When it goes public, I try to remember to go back and delete all of those files because I don't need them anymore. But most of the time I forget. And then I also have all of those different files for the pre and post show odds and ends. So I had like 3 different folders open. I'm like, okay, when is this date and what's the length? Okay, do I have odds and ends files for that? Okay, I do. Delete, delete, delete. Okay, now what about this? Do I have the odds and ends files for that? That's not odds and ends. What the hell is this? It turns out it was from like a Brawling with Buddies video from like a month ago. I'm like, oh, delete that. And then for the ones that I didn't have odds and ends files for, I had to do this whole process. And there's so many processes to make what we record into finished audio. And so, yeah, it's just been a nightmare. And every one of those processes takes, especially running through Handbrakes, upwards of 20, 30 minutes for each one.
Uh-huh.
So it's just a massive pile of time, which is why I'm glad that I had so many stream highlight videos that I could just go to. Because you might think, well, look, he's just released it now. I edited all of the stream highlight videos too, so it's not like I just was like, cut, upload. So yeah, between that and then having to render all of those, of course, and then make a thumbnail for all of those, which takes longer than you'd think, and then do all these processes for all these files. I'm finally down. Hang on, let me look. C drive. That's still more than I thought. Oh, I recorded last night's stream. Right. That's why. Okay, we're good. So yeah, I'm currently sitting at like 87 gigs. I try to have around 100 on the C drive at any given time. That's how I know everything's clear, if there's roughly 100 gigs. So, yeah. But anyway, so that's a long drawn out conversation for what I've been doing this last week or two, however long it's been. Just using old stream highlight videos on YouTube and seemingly not creating new things. I'm also now caught up on the odds and ends. Odds and ends, by the way, for those that don't know, that's one of the Patreon tiers at patreon.com/themanapool. You can sign up to show some support for all of this ridiculous amount of content that I create. the Twitch streams. I didn't mention Twitch. It's twitch.tv/themanapool. But Twitch streams where I play lots of Overwatch and Hearthstone and other games as well. Those are just the two go-tos. Like last night, I streamed Hearthstone all night because it was literally the last night of the old ladder system. They've overhauled how the ranked system on Overwatch works. On Hearthstone works. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to play Hearthstone all night. So I did. And we had some really good games. So some of those will be highlighted on YouTube. But I forgot where I was going with that. Anyway. So yeah, I do YouTube videos, Twitch streams, 2 podcasts a week. I also do Monday Night Magic. Did you know that? Over on mtgcast.com. It's me and Clues and Bill. And we talk about all the news and tournament results and all that good stuff. And it's awesome. So yeah, with all of that content, if you want to help support what I do, you can go to patreon.com/themanapool and sign up for some sort of amount there, because every little bit helps, and I really do appreciate it. You can get early stuff, YouTube videos and Manapool episodes you can get early. You can you could have listened to this. It usually goes public on a Sunday. You could have listened to this on Friday. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
But shut up, Mike. Hang on, I forgot what I was saying. Right, you can get the early stuff, the odds and ends, which is all the stuff recorded before and after, both Monday Night Magic and the Manapool. It's uncensored and unfiltered, and it's now completely caught up. I put up this week's Monday Night Magic odds and ends right before we started recording. So, sick. I'm going to try real hard. I got behind when I had some bad brain at the end of last year, and then I got like super far behind on... Well, not super far behind, but I kept getting far behind because I was trying to keep up the video production and all that, and it occurred to me I can skip the recording process by using the stream that's already recorded, and all I have to do is the editing process. Granted, I've still cut out the shortest bit, which is the recording, but still, that saved me enough time to go through all the odds and ends, like I said earlier, and get all caught up. So now, odds and ends should, from this point forward, go back to going up sometime within a week of the show going public. So like the odds and ends for this show will come out sometime hopefully before next Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
When we record again. So yay. So yeah, you can get early stuff, odds and ends, and if you're feeling extra generous, you can become a lifeguard. And the Patreon has changed the way that it processes payments. Hang on. I was going to read off the list of this month's patrons, but it's not even remotely done yet. So I'll have to read off last month's. So, if you become a lifeguard, you will get your name on the end slate for all the videos that go up in each month, or for each video that you support at that tier. And also, I will give you a shout out on both podcasts. So to that end, I would like to thank the following Manapool lifeguards: Kim Ho, Andrew Hunt, Al, Corey Cloutier, Paul David, Lance Delicious, Team ULSRU, John Morris, Stuart Slaw, PJ McMullen, Bosco Bertain, Casey, Nathan Hay, Danny Liao, AJ Javieres, Cody Buckowing, Jacob Jansens, oh yeah, that guy, Jason Kaus, Brian DeLucci, Stark Maximum, Jimmy Scott, Dan Holm, Mikey Miller-Burned, and Aaron Goodwine, the Beast Father. Thank you all so very much for your generosity. I quite literally could not do it without you. Yay.
Yay.
So now, I will shut up. But seriously, go check out all of the stuff I do. If you enjoy the podcast, you might enjoy some of the other stuff. And I swear a lot on stream. It's the one place where I'm just uncensored. Like if I'm recording YouTube videos specifically for YouTube, it's the same level of cleanliness as the podcast itself. But on stream, yeah. But anyway, so this has been episode, wow, really? 499? That's insane. Of the Manapool. Wow. So, I just can't get over that we're going to hit 500 next week. I've been intellectually aware of it for a while now, but I just said that it's next week at the end of the episode before it. So it just hit me right in the gut. Wow. And we still can't get a goddamn preview card.
Oh
well, that doesn't actually bother me as much as you might think. So, I've been Chewy. that's the YouTube video sign off. Thank you all so very much for listening, and go play some Magic.